exposing the strength and vulnerability and shattering the silence around men's mental health. We're two guys creating a space where men can talk, support, and uplift one another. In a world that often misunderstands us, we're here to break the stigma. Join the conversation, empower yourself, and let's redefine what it means to be a man. This is the Untamed Truth Podcast. Tune in, speak out, and let's grow together.
Welcome to the struggle. We all know it too well. The tight knot in your chest, your brain spinning like a hamster on a wheel. Yeah, you felt it. I felt it. That nagging pressure that just won't quit. And it's the cost of living in a world that's always cranked up to 11. Always asking for more than what we got to give. And we're here to unpack that weight. Right, Pint?
Look, this isn't just in our heads. It's a full body takeover. Stress hormones are skyrocketing. Our nerves are stuck in panic mode. And our systems are yelling, "Enough already." This isn't just a vibe. It's science we can measure. We're here to break it down, follow the trail of those sneaky chemicals, and dig into the real deal behind what's messing with us. Let's get into the guts of stress.
Let's get in them guts.
Get in there.
So, if we go back to the beginning, I won't say the beginning, but if we go back
prehistoric?
to prehistoric times, think about you wake up in the morning, right? And who knows what time it is. You get up, you go to the front of your cave, and you're going to get water for the fam, right? You walk out the cave, and boom, right there in front of you is a big saber-toothed tiger or something, right? Something vicious.
The prehistoric one?
Yeah, like the one with the big fangs. One? Yeah. 3 times the size of them regular tigers you see at the zoo. Right?
So, I say go arc on it.
Yeah, well, okay.
Tame it.
Some of these people ain't going to know what we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying tame it.
Absolutely. I would want to tame it too. Make it my pet. But there's a response, right? The fight or flight response.
Yeah, fight or flight. Yeah.
So at that moment, like me, I'm running to hide if there's a saber-tooth shows up. I ain't about to lie. I'm out. Unless I got a gun.
So, well, it would depend on the situation, right?
I think it would.
Because if you out in the open and you go to run, that thing gonna run you down.
Oh, absolutely. But you can run back in your cave. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. But that was something that was a thing that was an everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? Every day you had to fight something, or you had to run from something, or you were fighting to eat, or you were running from the cold or whatever.
Right. So you had to know which one to do.
Yeah.
Because if not, I mean, that was one bad decision. That wasn't it.
Yeah. So it's not like, oh man, I messed up, I get to start over. You done. You know what I'm saying? So how is that different than nowadays? We don't really. I'm not saying we don't have a need for the fight or flight thing, but in modern day, there's a lot of things that we don't have to deal with from back then.
Right. I mean, well, we don't have a lot of
predators.
Yeah, I mean,
really
predators. We don't have
technically.
We don't have the life and death issue all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, so it'd be micro, right?
Yeah, it would have to be
a micro.
Yeah.
Because is that how you say it? Like a micro?
I don't know how you'd say it, but I mean that's how I would look at it. Because if you think about it,
because then you got heavy work demands.
Yeah.
Traffic jams. I mean, you can get stressed in traffic jams.
Absolutely, but it's not life or death.
Social pressures.
Yeah.
Digital overload.
So back in the day, when all of that stuff happened, right? And we had the fight or flight. We had it's the same body that we have now, but we know a lot more about it, right? Like the hormone stuff.
Yeah.
So cortisol and adrenaline, right? Both produced by the adrenal gland, right?
Both produced by the adrenal gland.
But what do? I've never understood it. I've never studied it. What is?
Okay, so cortisol, it increases the glucose level in the bloodstream.
All right. So it gives you instant energy.
That provides you energy. Yeah.
Okay.
And then adrenaline increases your heart rate, blood pressure, and diverts blood flow to muscles.
Okay, so but there's got to be a cost for both of these, right? So if it's giving us, okay, so here's the other problem. So cortisol, I'm a diabetic. Everybody knows this. It's listening to the podcast. That cortisol, if it increases my glucose level, then that's going to bring my sugar up, right?
Right.
So because naturally, if that's what it does to give me more energy, I don't need any more energy. I don't have a taxing thing. I can't even see most of the time. So if it brings my glucose level up, my cortisol level has to be high. My blood sugar is going to be higher, right? So it's not doing anything for me. Cortisol. What do I need cortisol for? You get what I'm saying? So our body is built, but our body works off this fight or flight from back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
But I don't need it. Like for the most part.
I mean, you still need it.
Yeah, but for the most part, I don't need it to be super intense, you know?
I mean, it's not like back in the day, like it was a life or death thing. Like nowadays it helps you stay, what do you try to call it?
Focused? Like picking your battles?
Kind of like picking your battles kind of thing. Yeah,
okay,
that'd be a better word to say.
So that makes sense to me. But like, what did we get away? What does that take away from other things in our body, like chemically?
So I did a little bit of researching on it, and I found this quite interesting.
Yeah, Pint's the research guy. I'm not good at researching it.
So blood flow is diverted away from the digestive system to prioritize the body functions.
What? So you're not with an increased cortisol or adrenaline or both?
This is the fight or flight, like the whole thing.
Okay.
Like because it's releasing all these.
Yeah. So when we're locked in fight or flight, it's taking away blood flow from like being able to make us poop.
Your digestive system. So like what this does, it slows down digestion, causes symptoms like bloating, constipation, diarrhea, stomach cramps, nausea, and even heartburn.
Dude, I had heartburn real bad the other day from a box pizza.
So you were stressing out?
No, I wasn't stressing out.
You stressing out over that pizza?
Probably, dude. It was a good pizza though. I was mad that it gave me heartburn so bad. All right, so all of those things that it does to like our body, like it's just it's all brought on by stress, things that we can control, right? For the most part.
What, the stress?
Yeah.
But it's a natural reaction. Like you can't really control that.
Can you though?
I mean, you can
lessen it.
You can lessen it.
Yeah.
You can better manage it, I would say. But I wouldn't say that you could just completely like
get rid of stress. No, absolutely not. Because I mean, I stress over some stupid little crap all the time.
Because I mean, think about this. So I also found this out. Okay. Get ready. The constant stream of information and notifications from technology can create a sense of being constantly on alert, even when you're relaxing.
Dude, I feel that for real. Like I get, if I hear, like, that's why my phone stays on silent. People are like, your generation and you people keep it on silent. Yeah, because if I want to talk to somebody, if they're super important, I'll get to you. I promise. I'm not going to just avoid you. But and you had to get onto me for this the other day because the way I text, I text like 3 words and then I send it 3 more words and I send it. So it's like 45 pages.
I know, like you killed me the other day.
And you're like, dude, just calm down. Like, gather your thoughts and then text me. I'm just so stuck in that. And I've been for so long that that's just how I do. And I'm trying to slowly fix that part of my, psyche or whatever.
Yeah, because I was like, man, I was like, dude, I was like, you just like because on my, I got my watch on.
Yeah.
My watch buzzes when I get text.
Oh, see, I don't have a watch. I can't do wrist things. I'm claustrophobic.
So every time that you text, my wrist buzzes. And I'm just getting boom.
That's hilarious.
Boom.
It must suck to be my friend then. 'Cause I do that
and
to
I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, that's Chad.
Yep.
It just keeps going on and on and on. And I was like,
and then I'll always end it with an LOL, so there's always an extra little P.
And I'm sitting here, I'm like, please just quit for a minute. Just put it all in one, please.
Dude, it's bad. So like all of these things like that we're finding out about cortisol levels and adrenaline and all this. And what are the effects outside of that? Like let's say mental health things that are associated with, having issues with that.
So we got anxiety, which anxiety and stress, like if you actually look at them, they're quite similar. We'll talk about that later.
Real similar from what I've
let's talk about that later though, because that's a whole
different little chunk.
Depression, and then you got difficulty concentrating and irritability.
Bro.
And irritability, I think, is one of the more prominent ones.
Oh, absolutely, because everybody
I don't have any stats for that, but A lot of people, when we get stressed, like we lash out.
Oh, absolutely. Like I have to tell my kids, like I'm like, look, dude, daddy's not feeling it. Like when I get down in my back or something, like I have to tell them, like, look, daddy's just, I'm in a mood. Like, don't pay attention to me. Y'all, we'll figure it out later. And then we sit down later and like we watch a movie or whatever. But we figure it out. But the irritability is definitely the highest on my list, outside of just chronic depression that I've had my entire life. Which now I've learned to cope with the depression and like. It just comes in waves occasionally.
Well, I like a lot of the stress, especially when you're driving.
Oh,
yeah,
oh, dude, that's one thing I don't.
The irritability and like yelling at, dude, like I catch myself so many times. I'm just like,
dude, people have no sense of urgency when it comes to driving anymore. They just don't care. They don't care about anything around them.
No, like I don't like when you're driving. Like I'm one of these people. I'm like I leave early. So that way I'm like, I got plenty of time to get there. I'm not having to rush. And then you got idiots on the road that are flying like 100 miles an hour because
I'm that idiot. Bro.
They left like 2 minutes till they got to be there.
I'm that idiot, homie.
They're cutting people off.
Nah, I try not to do that.
They're almost killing people on the road because they're just
straight up.
Like, I mean, they're like an inch from like running into people, swerving all over the place, and I'm just like, chill, dude. Calm down.
Yeah, some people
like if
you
would just leave early, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. But at another point, they have nobody has any urgency to anything though. Like getting in the turning lane. Like this is one of my biggest pet peeves. If you're riding in the right, I know you got to take a right, or you're riding in the left lane and you got to take a left. That's fine. I get it. But dude, if you're on the left lane and the turning lane was 500 feet back and you get over right at the light, bro, come on, dude. Like, just pay attention to what's going on. It's simple.
Oh, dude, the other day, check this out. So I'm driving down Nicholasville Road.
And I hate that road. That is the worst road to drive on.
So I'm in the middle lane because I don't need a turn. And I like to get in the middle lane because I don't need a turn. And usually it'll go on.
Yeah.
And then I had a car in the right lane. I had a car in the left lane.
Staying at your pace. Just following right with you.
Yeah, the whole time. So then get this. So the guy in the right lane speeds up, hammers on it to try to get in front of me. Jets across to the third lane.
Across you, huh?
This car's jetting up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to hit. And then soon as this car on the left side barely got past me, it cuts over all the way to the right lane. So they just switched places.
At high speed.
In front of me.
And you could hit them both.
And then they wedged their way into the turn lanes, and I'm like,
people are inconsiderate, man.
I'm like, dude, I was like, you were like beside me, and there's like nothing behind me. There's nothing behind me.
You could have done the same thing except behind me safely. Yeah, I'm with you.
You could have slowed down. Just one of you slowed down, one speed up, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I'm already going speed limit. Well, I go over just a little bit.
I do like 5, in between 5 and 7.
Yeah, most people go over 5, right?
I don't drive anymore. Don't get it twisted. I can't. I'm not allowed. They took my license. But for me, like with all of this, like stress and like I get all of it. But like the fight or flight is still something that I struggle with, and it's like we're built for a world that just doesn't exist anymore. And I'm not saying that there's not things that we need to fight for or things that we need to run away from anymore, but it's not predominant like it was back then. Like back then it was life or death. Fight or flight meant, okay, I can eat. I know I've beat up a saber-tooth tiger before, I can do it again. Or I need to run from a T-Rex because he finna eat me even with his short arms. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my thing. Like it's not as it's like our body was made for that and for those things to work properly, so that when we needed that kind of blood flow, it worked.
I think we're all going to run from a T-Rex, though.
Man, I would. I
mean, if I seen a T-Rex, I'm
out.
I'm running.
I'm out.
I don't know if I'd fight it.
It depends on what kind of weapons I got, homie. We play smart, so there's things we have with us. We would fight a T-Rex.
Now in Ark you would, but like in real life, they didn't have like all modern technology, and like they got like spears. Like
I'm out.
You gonna fight a T-Rex with a spear?
No, absolutely not. But it's fight or flight. What are you doing? I'm fighting on a T-Rex, dog. I'm out.
I'd probably pull the bear thing.
We run at it.
No, the barrier where you just gotta be faster than the other guy.
Oh,
Yeah,
and hope he stops for a snack, right?
You think that right?
You gonna win. I'm gone because I can't run. I can't run at all. I'm fat, super fat.
I mean, even if he's fast, trip him.
Trip him up. No,
hit him-
that's your
hit him-
homie.
Hit him in the knee. I'm gone.
Yeah, but he's taking half the workload. You got to think about it like that back then too.
Yeah, but half the workload ain't gonna get done if both of you get eaten.
Yeah, you.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you gotta think about
Lord.
it.
All right, so the mental impact of stress. All right, so our emotions that lead to chronic stress and anxiety. Look, I watched, and this is gonna get a little deep. I watched my dad, my whole life, just
Right.
be a super stressed out, like always stressed about every little thing, and he would take everything on, and it would just stress him all out, and he would try to figure it all out. And then at the end of it, he'd be like, man, I don't know why I stressed out so bad over that. I'm like, because that's what you do every time. Like, it's a learned behavior for you. Like, if you chill out, and okay, my father self-medicated for his entire life, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I've known him. But even that got to where it didn't help with his stress and anxiety problems.
Well, I think we all take on more than we should.
Oh, absolutely. We always do.
like even at jobs, like because you want to get promoted to jobs, right?
Yeah, I mean,
so you
more
take
money.
on more work. I mean, it's like you're doing like 2-3 people's jobs at work.
Yeah, and they don't care that
and
if
the
you do
hope
it.
in the hopes that you get promoted.
Yeah,
Like
and
it's
will somebody see me so I can make more money to live better, to be more comfortable, to all of that. I just feel like there's like a kind of mental prison that you allow yourself to let stress put you in.
yeah, because you dwell in it.
You
got
just
a
sit
bunch
in
of
it.
negative thoughts, dude. I used to do that a lot.
Yeah, I used to
lot
think
of
about
lot of
things-
negative thoughts.
Yeah,
Like it was just like constant. Like some people have the narrative person inside, like talking all the time.
Yeah, I don't have that.
That's me.
You do? I don't.
Oh man, like all the time. It's almost like I got a little character of myself talking.
Yeah.
And it's like constant, like just all the time.
See,
like,
I don't
like
deal
it
with that.
narrates like a whole bunch. Like even when I'm talking and like having a conversation.
I don't think I have that capacity.
And I still have I might have like 2 or 3 different conversations going on in my head at one time,
Dude,
And then
no.
and everybody's like, "Why can't you concentrate?" And I'm
Dude,
like, "Cause they just."
I'm confused 95% of the time, and I don't have that. Like, I cannot. I do not. I don't have that capacity. You get what I'm saying?
And
If I'm doing something, I can't. There's no way I can be thinking about something else going on in the back of my head. I can't. If I did that, there's no way. I would never get anything.
And then that's like when I'm reading. Like that's why
You have to have quiet.
I have to have quiet. I have to because I have to focus.
Yeah. And I always be messing with you. Like, I'll be sitting here. He's reading. I'll go, meow. And he's like, and he look at me. I'm like, bud.
Because I'm reading, but I'm also while I'm reading, I have a guy in my head reading.
Yeah, see, I can't do that, dude. I can't. That doesn't work for me. So, stress affecting your sleep. I don't know if I can be more transparent about this, but when I was going through the stuff with my ex-wife and all that stuff,
Right.
it's not that big a deal now. But like, I didn't sleep. When my dad died, I didn't sleep for 4 days. I started hallucinating. Like, that was
Well,
wild.
you know how much I sleep? 4 hours.
That's what I get. I get 4 to 5 hours a night, and I'm fine. I don't need.
But I
any more
feel
than
good at that.
that. Me too.
Like I don't understand it. Like maybe it's where I'm used to it. But like there are days like if you have like really hard days and you're only getting 4 or 5 hours sleep, eventually
You'll break.
you have that day where you just like sleep all
Sleep
day.
12 hours. Yes, I do that, but I have not done that in 3 or 4 years. At least I haven't slept like used to. Like you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
I would get to a point where I was like, I'd just pass out, and I would wake up at like the next day, like, what day is it? But I haven't done that in 3 or 4 years.
Which also you have poor sleep quality. I just can't
absolutely.
talk. I keep wondering. Well,
Well, I mean,
today,
the weather is really messing us both up with. That's why I'm.
Oh, the
constantly
hot and
drinking
cold,
water.
hot and cold, man. Like
My sinuses are all jacked
Yeah.
up. The what is it? Pollen. The pollen's all janky right now because spring's trying to sprung.
Well, I don't know. Like I just know like every time the weather changes, like because it was just warm the other day, now it's cold, and just
ridiculous.
back and forth, it just kills me. Like,
But
it's crazy.
Poor sleep qualities. Poor sleep quality.
But what I was trying to say about that,
Yeah.
before I went off on the other tangent.
Me too. We do this all the time.
But the poor sleep quality, like, I don't know if it's stress, because like I've been like this like my whole life, but I don't get really good sleep quality. And I know working thirds didn't help either.
No, that
because you're
destroys
trying
you.
to sleep during the day. But
And we're not built to sleep during the day.
But I mean, I've always tossed and turned. I mean, I sleep heavy.
Yeah,
Like,
once you're out, you're out.
Like, once I'm out, I'm out.
Yeah.
And the only thing that wakes me up is my alarm. My phone won't wake me up. Like, my phone won't go loud enough to wake me up.
Yeah. Are you one of those people that when like, if your alarm does go off and it wakes you up, are you up?
Yeah.
You're not going. Yeah, I can't.
Well,
I don't care what wakes me up at what time.
Well,
If I'm
it's
asleep for an
like
hour,
this.
I will wake up and I'm up.
No, like that, I'll just sleep through it.
I can't. If I let's say I go to sleep at 10 o'clock, because sometimes a lot of times I fall asleep on the couch. If I'm woke up at 12 o'clock and I actually get like awake, because sometimes people be saying they wake me up, but I don't remember it. I didn't wake up. You say you woke me up. I'll be up and sitting up in my chair like I would get up. I ain't getting up. Like, I fall back to sleep.
No, I have to get my 4 to 5 hours of sleep.
No,
now, if I get my 4 to 5, I'm fine. The only time that an alarm clock will wake me up before that is if I sit up.
If you actually physically sit up.
I will actually sit.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be lean back,
But if you're up.
But I'll be like in a sitting position.
Yeah, then you're up.
Then I can wake up.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't affect me. If I'm out and I'm not woke up, I will not get up.
But you're also talking to a guy that lived in an apartment across from where they were doing blasting, and they were blasting one day and rattled the pictures and everything off the wall.
Slept right through it.
I slept right through it. Like,
my dad was like that. He slept right through a tornado. He literally did sleep through a tornado one time. Like, the alarms and sirens are going off, and my mom was like, "Can he get up?" And he was like, "Huh?"
Yeah, you ain't getting me up.
Yes.
Now, like, if you yelled at me, say my name or something, I might wake up. Depends on who you are. Because there's some people that can do it and some people that can't.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, it's like babies crying when they're little. Like, men, now I read this somewhere. Take this with a grain of salt. Men don't hear babies crying when they're asleep. Like, they did, like that, the decibels or whatever is different. But women, boom, right up.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I read about this in one of the birthing books or some crap that I read back in the day when I first had, the oldest one. I was like, that's wild, man. Now I got an excuse.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would never thought that.
So now we're to that part.
But I mean, like sleep. I mean, I think other things can affect your sleep.
Yeah.
But stress would be a big one.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. It won't affect my sleep because I don't even stress about none. When I'm out, I'm out. I'll fall asleep. You saw yesterday. I took an hour nap just sitting here.
But one thing I think we should do is talk about stress and anxiety, the difference in between them.
The difference between the two of those, yeah. I mean, so my thing is I didn't even know, to be honest with you, I didn't even know what like anxiety was until somebody explained it to me one day, the way they felt anxiety, and I was like, dude, I remember that. Like, I've been dealing with that since I was a kid. And they're like, yeah, that's anxiety. I was like, oh, no way, I got anxiety. So
what was the definition?
So for me, anxiety, like the way I felt it is like, you know how you're like outside of your body?
Yeah.
And you're like floating above your body. You feel like you're like in a dream state.
Yeah.
And like when like crazy stuff would happen, like this is stupid, but when I knew I was going home to get a spanking, like I knew I was in trouble.
Right.
Like one time I had an F on my midterm and I turned it to a B, and my mom caught me and was like, "That's an F," and I was like, "Oh no!" So I knew when my dad got home it was over. Like I was getting it, and from that point on, like I felt like I was floating out of my body. Like I just felt like I was in a dream state. And somebody explained that to me, and I was like, wow, now I know what anxiety feels like. And then social anxiety for me is a completely different thing. Like I get like a stomach ache if like now, I didn't used to deal with this, but if I'm around a bunch of people, especially if it's people I don't know, and I don't necessarily, if it's people I don't like necessarily, like I'll deal with them. But if it's people I'm not like comfortable around, I get a stomach ache. And that's how it's different for me.
Yeah. So stress and anxiety.
Anxiety.
Oh, I hate that word, dude. I don't.
You
know,
and my mom both say.
I don't know why I have problems with it.
Anxiety.
Anxiety.
Yeah, that's how you said it too.
Oh, that just drives me nuts.
Yeah, it's okay.
But so it's they kind of intertwine.
Do they coincide
on a lot of stuff? A lot of the difference between stress is that once the threat is gone, it goes away.
Yeah, but anxiety hangs
Anxiety will continue.
Yeah.
And can continue for a long period of time.
Yeah, like days or weeks or...
I mean, it could go for the rest of your life.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have flare-ups, I guess. You know, and still...
So I'll use a friend of mine. She had a kid. And when she had a kid, there's some kind of anxiety that you can get after having a kid.
I've heard of this. I know what you're talking about.
Is it something like separation or something?
Babies, yeah, babies get it, yeah.
No, that's the babies. The babies get
separated, and so did like dogs. My dogs get separation anxiety.
But she had a kid, and then she ended up having anxiety from it. But she's had it ever since then.
That's wild.
And like that's been what 5-6 years.
Well, think about
and she still deals with it, and like
yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense.
And I'm sitting here like I don't even know what that. So at that time I was like I'm not real sure what anxiety
I don't know what
is.
you're talking about,
I don't.
So what like is anxiety like a chemical thing, like a hormonal thing? You think? And this is probably something we haven't researched, but like these things pop up in my head because I don't have a lot of thoughts outside of like what I'm doing in the moment because I try not to, or I'll be like I won't concentrate on what I'm doing. Like squirrel. That's why we bunny trail so much.
So with anxiety, you might not have a clear external trigger.
Okay, so it's just something that could happen for no reason.
Yeah, so like with anxiety, you have the heart racing, the sweating, difficulty sleeping, and
gastrointestinal problems.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I read big words a lot.
I'm glad you can read that,
dude. It's stupid. Like I can't remember how to say duh sometimes.
I have problems putting some of those big words together, and then finally I get it, and I'm like, yes, I did it.
Yeah, I knew what you were saying though. I don't know why I'm not smart people. I promise.
I was like, oh, he gets me.
No, I just know words, which is pointless because I don't know what the hell they mean.
Yeah, so like with stress, you got the tension, the worry, the irritability, difficulty concentrating, right?
Golly, and those mixed together, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, so like the big thing about remembering about stress is stress goes away when the threat goes away.
And anxiety just hangs out for whenever it wants to flare back up.
Yeah, anxiety can go weeks, months, or even years. I mean, like, there are people that live with the rest of their life with anxiety.
There's medicines and stuff for that, though, right?
I mean, there might. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't have a clue.
I didn't look that up.
Me neither, but I've heard of people that are on anxiety medicines.
I mean, I guess there would be. Yeah, I mean, there's medicines for everything. A lot of stuff. Yeah.
So it's like this giant vicious cycle. Anxiety, stress, anxiety, and it just keeps going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But what can we do about it? Are there other things outside? Because look, chemically, I don't want. So Monday, I take my kid for his ADHD appointment because we found out that he has severe ADHD and dyslexia. So I really hate putting him on a medicine because I don't want him. And I've tried diet. I've tried all kinds of things to fix it, but it's not getting any better. It's got a little better, but it's still rough on him, poor guy. But is there anything outside of medical stuff? Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's something we did is we looked up some stuff, right?
Right. Yeah, we looked up some stuff. So we got them down here. We actually have them written down, and we'll actually read them. But first, before we go into those strategies,
definitely.
Right?
This is a big, important message, okay?
It's crucial to understand that neither Chad nor I are licensed medical professionals.
I don't think we have to say it, but they need to hear it.
The information we're about to present is intended for educational and informational purposes only, and should not be construed as medical advice. If you're experiencing significant or persistent stress, anxiety, please consult with a qualified healthcare provider.
Because we are not those things at all. We're just telling you from two guys' point of view, okay? That we've dealt with this. And we did he did some research and then gave it to me because I'm not doing research. I suck at it.
I know. I need to get you to do a little bit.
I know.
You're gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to start doing a little more because it's a lot on you, bro.
Because it's not only that. Like there's just so much, and like a lot of it, like
coincides.
I'm bunny trailing here.
Yeah,
but
we do that. That's just part of the podcast.
Let's get back to the actual.
Okay, yeah. So your first strategy.
So this is one of my favorites, to be honest.
And see, I don't do this.
I love this.
I never do this.
I do this all the time.
I'm gonna try it though. I did try it once the other night.
Because I do this with more than just stress. So it's a breathing technique. So let's. So you start, which I always get these messed up, is the numbers.
Yeah.
But you do 4, 7, and 8 breathing techniques.
Breathing techniques.
What did I say?
You said breathing.
Oh,
it's okay.
Breathing techniques.
Yeah. So here's a word. Here's a word right here that I don't know. Parasympathetic nervous system.
Yeah,
I don't know what that means, but this is how you activate it, right?
Yeah, this is how you do it. So you wanna find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Inhale through your nose to the count of 4. Did you count of 4?
Dude, I can't do 4 seconds.
No, you breathe in for 4. Hold it for 7. Then you're going to exhale slowly for 8. And then you're going to repeat that 4 to 5 times.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that 4 to 5 times. I'm already lightheaded.
4 to 5 times.
I'm already lightheaded.
Yeah.
No.
So the extended exhale is the key because you're trying to get out all
The carbon dioxide.
the air, and then you're going to breathe in. Like I said, I mess up the numbers.
But you use a breathing technique.
Yeah, so
Right.
I breathe in.
It might be not exactly what they're telling us to do, but
I'll take a breath in, I'll hold it, and then I let out until it's all out,
yeah.
and that's just what I do. Like I do that a lot, and then a lot of times when I'm doing it, I count.
You do count. Does the counting help more? Like,
So I'm not counting my seconds.
you're just counting to be counting.
So like I do it as a bring myself to home kind of thing.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I'm doing the breathing, so I count to 10 a lot.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think that any kind of breathing exercise would do this, as long as you're breathing in and like you're being mindful about.
And then a lot of people
how you're doing.
a lot of people when they do this breathing, they'll do the counts. So they'll count to 4 when they're breathing in,
and that might help them.
and then they'll count to 7 to hold, and then they'll count again 8
Okay.
as they breathe out. But like I don't always count.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, it's still something that helps you with your stress and your anxiety.
It'll help calm your nerves and reduce physical symptoms of stress.
Okay. So, I mean, that's a good thing to start with, at least. Like, to try to get some of the crap off of you, you know?
Which, the one you're going to talk about is another favorite of mine.
Yeah. So, I don't practice this very often, but I'm starting. So, being mindful. Mindful is being present in the moment without judgment. It's about noticing our thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. So I am very, very, very emotionally charged. I get caught up in the feels all the time. It's a constant.
I know, you should probably try this.
I know, and that's why I did this a little bit whenever we, but being mindful of it, and like that was the first step for me, is like, okay, I'm in my feels, like recognizing that I'm in my feels and I need to pull out. Not be in my emotional brain, but be in my logical brain. And that's something that I've struggled with that my entire life. So that's something I'm getting a lot better about. A quiet place. I got 2 kids, man. I don't get many quiet places, but I can tune it out. I can tune stuff out pretty good whenever I like actually sit and like stop and say, I'm not listening to them. I'm not listening to nothing. I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, but you're focusing on that. You don't want to focus on that.
I know, but that's how I get started. Okay, I start by getting everything quiet in my head. Sit somewhere comfortable. Usually I just sit on a couch. So it says to
Now-
notice the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. Okay.
So that's where you can also bring in the breathing technique into this.
So you can.
So I'll do a breathing technique while I'm doing this too.
Yeah. And this is something that you've talked about multiple times with the meditation.
Now, see, I like to be sitting in like the floor on like a.
No, I'm not comfortable sitting. I'm fat. I can't sit crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, see, I crisscross and sit there and
No, I can't do it.
And you just relax.
My knees won't let me, dog. I was 500 pounds for a long time, packing it around. That's no knees.
That's my comfortable spot.
When your mind wanders, gently bring your attention back to your breathing. So concentrating on something outside of what's going on in your head, like the counting, like you count 10. You know, they count. They
So-
said 4, 7, 8.
So like they say, clear your mind, and you're not. Don't think of clear your mind as a blank slate.
Yeah, just calm it.
Because you're gonna think of things. The thing is not to focus on whatever pops into your mind.
Yeah.
You're bringing your focus to your breathing.
Okay, and that'll keep you focused off of the other stuff.
Yeah, and in like the martial arts setting, that's like the meditation and the breathing.
Yeah, they go hand in hand, like with martial arts for sure.
Yeah, well, what it does is it's you're teaching yourself more focus.
Focus is a big deal in martial arts.
So you're focusing yourself more.
Yeah.
But like all of that, it helps with mental health stuff too.
And like starting with just a couple minutes a day, 5-10 minutes a day, and get gradually increase that over time. And there's all kinds of apps and stuff now available to help you like meditate better and easier. And it's just the goal is just to create a safe space that you can sit in your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Clear your mind, get it cleared. Dog.
I know those are two of my favorites.
Yeah,
I love them.
See, I don't do it enough.
So,
and I
like-
think I got to start, man.
So like I'll do it. I try to do it once when I wake up. Like even I'll just turn on my bed.
turn over.
I'll wake up, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll sit at the edge of my bed, sit up straight, and I'll do breathing, and I'll close my eyes, clear, and I do the clear your head.
Yeah.
Like I actually say clear your head. Like I tell myself that, so then that gets my mind going.
Does that shut up the little guy on your shoulder? That
That
kind of shuts him.
yeah,
up. He's like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
because my mind goes, okay, we're not going to focus on all this. We're going to go.
We're going to our happy space.
We're going to focus mode.
Yeah.
And then I focus on my breathing, and I do that in the morning. I try to do it at night, but that don't always happen. But in the mornings is usually I clear them, and then I start off my day.
Out here, like where I get up so early, it would be dope, and I should do this. I've started back journaling every morning. Like I usually try to write a chapter in my book every morning, but like you've seen the view out here.
Yeah, the view's nice.
Like if it wasn't balls cold this morning, I would have went out there. Like that's something I could do. I could make myself do that every morning. Like I want to do cold plunges, but I'm scared of them because it's cold. But I could go up there and do like a little meditation every morning, and it'd be beautiful. I think I need to start that. I think that would help me out with my
It'd be nice.
stress levels and stuff.
And then like if I'm feeling irritable, if I'm getting like any
In the middle of the day or something.
any kind of like little
Just funk.
just off. You're not yourself.
Yeah, just feeling off.
And especially if I get angry. Like if I start getting angry and stop myself.
It takes a lot.
And then I'll do this.
It takes a lot to get me angry, like really angry. Like I'll get upset about stuff, but I don't get like freaking out angry.
And like I might not always find a quiet place, but like I said, like after you do it a while, you tell yourself to clear your mind,
Yeah, you
and
can take yourself
and then
into
you
a quiet
go
place.
into that.
Zone.
You go into that, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I need to do it more. And like maybe we'll go out here we'll go up here like a couple hippies barefooted, and you can show me how you.
I don't know about barefooted.
Well,
No, I don't.
we need
I don't
to
go
ground.
barefooted.
We need to be grounded with the earth.
I don't do barefoot.
I mean, either I'm a diabetic. If I cut my foot, I could lose it.
Well, I mean, I step outside. You got all them rocks, and like I'll be crying in pain on the ground.
And I'm doing construction in my room, so there's probably staples and nails all over the place. Yeah. All right. So the next one that you're going to talk about is one that I don't get a lot in the winter, man, because I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't. The older I've gotten, the worse I deal with the cold. I can't deal with it. I can't function.
I never have liked the cold.
I didn't mind the cold when I was younger. It didn't bother me at all. But now I'm outside. I'm dying. My hands are all cramped up. I'm like, dude, this is old man problems.
Yeah, so we got physical activity.
I miss physical activity.
And I like physical activity. I don't look it. Don't look it at all.
Neither do I, homie.
But I've also, like with the bug,
Yeah.
I've also gained like, what, 80 pounds or more?
Have you gained that much weight?
Dude, I've gained a lot.
I don't pay attention to that because I don't see people for like their size and stuff because I've always been.
But like
I still see myself as 500 pounds.
Yeah. So exercise is powerful. I mean, there's a push-up thing that you can do.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I ain't doing no push-ups. I got the upper body strength of a 12-year-old girl, homie. I cannot do a real push-up. I can do some girl ones.
No,
but I can't do a real one.
You can do the girl push-ups. It don't matter. You just do push-ups. So what you do is you do push-ups, and you sit there and you do them to fail. So
To fail, what do you mean? Until you can't do them anymore?
so till you can't do can't do another one.
Now
Right?
I get what you're saying.
So that'd be like 5.
3.
I don't know. I was giving you benefit of
No,
the doubt.
bub. Let's just be
Okay,
honest. with
3.
it. 3.
Okay, so then you do the 3, right? Then you're gonna wait 5 seconds,
I think I could do 10. Honestly.
and then you're gonna do 3 again.
Okay. Wait. How long? 5 seconds?
Yeah, it's like
I'm not going to regain my strength in 5 seconds. No.
yeah. You do
I
it.
would try.
You do it to fail again,
Okay, so I'd get 2 maybe after the second or third time.
and then you're gonna wait, and then you're gonna do it again.
Okay, well that sounds cool.
So you're
How many
gonna do it
times
3
do you
times.
do? 3 times. Okay, 3 times to fail.
3 times to fail.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Okay, and then the next day you're gonna do it again. And your goal is each day
Just
is
get a
not
little better?
is not each day do more. So like you'll start out and you'll figure out wherever your fail is the first day. So
Yeah.
we'll say 3. So after a few days
Sounds ridiculous.
so after that you're gonna increase that and
To
you're
5.
you're gonna try to go to, let's say, 6.
Okay, double it.
Yeah, because you've been doing it for a while.
It doesn't matter.
You've been
just
doing it
whatever.
for a while, so now you're going to try to go to 6.
And then I'm gonna get to 6, and I'm gonna be like, ooh, I gotta go to 10.
But that's the goal. So
Yeah.
like in 2 or 3 days, you'll be able to go to fail to 6 or whatever.
And I make these excuses like it's winter. I can do push-ups right here.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse really. I'm just lazy when it comes to it because I've never worked out really.
Yeah. So you want to aim for the thing on here says swimming, yoga, dancing. So swimming is also great.
I love
That's
swimming.
what they say. So out of all of it, like they say, swimming's like one of the best.
That's what they say, and it's less impactful.
It's less on your body. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm fat.
Like they also said running, but running I know a lot of people like to run, but running is hard on your body.
Oh yeah. I can run for a short distance, and if something's after me, I can run if I need to, but I ain't finna do it for fun.
Yeah, like I'd rather do like biking or
I got a bike. I bought a bike 2 years ago, and I've rode it like 4 times.
Oh, I love to go out on bikes.
I'm afraid though, dude, where I can't see so good. Like,
I don't know about that.
yeah, that's the
You
problem.
need one of those stations. I like the
I
stationary
got one of
ones.
those too.
Dude, like I seen someone that had the stationary one, and then they had the TV, and then they had the scene on the TV. So
Like a
it's-
back road scene.
So it's like like they
that's
had
dope.
they had one where you were going through like a forest, and then like you get the forest
See, I
going
could
by.
get down with that. Put some headphones on.
And then you got like there was one where you're riding next to the ocean.
Oh, dude, I got the VR. I bet there's some of that stuff on the VR too.
I wonder,
I bet there is.
dude, that'd be pretty cool.
I'm gonna check
That'd be really cool if they had one that worked. Had where you go down through there.
Yeah.
While you're on the bike.
And it would change the difficulty as the hills went up and stuff. That'd be dope.
Oh, that'd be
know
really
some
cool.
rich guys already came up with that. They already made that for sure.
I don't know.
For sure, somebody made.
We'll
it.
have to look that up.
Yeah.
Figure that one out because that sounds cool.
Yep.
All right, so let's see. What's yours?
All right, so this is something that over the years I've really struggled with. Time management and prioritization. Okay, I struggle. Everything for me is like a priority. I gotta do this. I gotta do this, and I get 5 things going, and then I don't finish any of them. That's my problem, right?
Oh, yeah, you're bad about that.
And I overwhelm myself with I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this, I need to do that, and it really doesn't help. That stresses me out, like having things that are on the burners and needing to get it done and not getting it done. So something I do, like right now, to-do lists, right? Like I know that there's like I have 3 different projects going on right this second, right? And I have a to-do list for all 3 of those projects.
Yeah.
And I started the first one. It's in the middle of it. We got a bunch of it done last night. But those to-do lists, I need to start putting those into a calendar for myself, and this is something that everybody should probably do if they struggle with this. Put it on a calendar and say, look, by this point, I've got to have this much done. Mm-hmm. And another part of it is I have to feel a certain amount of accomplishment now that I don't have a job and I don't do anything. Right. Like my house is a wreck right now because we're doing construction. But usually, like, and you've been here, usually my floors are vacuumed twice a week. I dust once a week. I do all these things, and I have to have that for myself to feel like I've actually made a difference in my life today because I don't work anymore. Like I can't work. So that's something that I've had to start doing is making the list and prioritizing things that are important versus things that aren't so important.
Yeah, you still need to get a little bit better.
Oh, absolutely. I'm
because I've seen you do it a lot because you'll be working on something and then you just accept other things that come along. Yep. Like you,
every time.
You need to kind of put down boundaries. Like, hey,
that's a big problem for me. Is I'm a yes person. I'm like, yeah, we can do that. I'll take care of that. We need to do this, and that's always what I've been. I've always been that person that just wants to do everything, and like I have to come to terms with the fact that I can't just do everything anymore. I'm not capable. I just can't.
Well, I mean, nobody can.
I know.
Like, I've always
tried.
Like, you always need the. Like, I think you need, like, a pretty strict schedule. Like, I mean, yes, you can go out and do, random things. But, like I don't schedule myself a strict schedule. I'm kind of lenient. But, like, whenever I set a task,
you want to get that
this
task
is my
done.
task.
Yeah. And that's something that I've got to do. And
then also, I prioritize, like, so, like, the podcast is important, and I want to do that. So, I'm going to be over here doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's other things that I could probably be doing, but, they're not as high a priority right now because the podcast, right,
Yeah, it's a big deal for us right now. Like, starting the video. Like, you guys will notice that this week's show, we have video now. So, another thing that I struggle with every single day is delegating other things to other people because I've always been somebody that, like, if it's something that's mine, like asking somebody for a ride now because I can't drive, that it takes so much, and for my mental health, it takes so much out of me. Like, and I guess it's me laying down my pride or something, but it takes so much out of me to call somebody and say, hey, look, I need to go to the grocery store and I don't have a ride. I can't drive. I have a brand new truck in the driveway, but I can't drive. So it takes a lot out of me to delegate some stuff to other people because I feel like I should be taking care of it myself. Right. And I always have. So why not now? Why can't I still do it? Well, I just physically can't.
Yeah, well, that one's just a hard one, but you learn it.
But it's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things.
The delegation is a learned skill.
I know, and I'm learning. I'm getting better.
It'll take a while, but eventually you get to where you just do it.
Yeah, and it's gotten a lot better. And thankfully, I got a lot of good people in my life. My old lady, my sister, my mom, my mom's boyfriend, awesome dude, come and help me take stuff get stuff from Lowe's the other day.
So that brings up social connections.
Yeah.
That's this next one.
Yeah.
Human connection is essential to stress management. Make time for meaningful interactions with loved ones, which is what you were talking about.
Absolutely.
Reach out to friends and family when you're feeling stressed. Like I said, I do friends. I don't do so much family because families has a lot of drama, and I don't want to deal with that. And I feel like some of the family drama spills into the stress, and then you're just even worse.
Makes it even worse. Yeah.
So I lean more toward friends on that.
Yeah.
Consider joining a support group or community organization, which
this is something we've talked about. Starting one.
I mean, we've been talking about starting
100%.
once, and that's one thing I'm really leaning on, especially like. Depends on, like, if we get a big enough community going.
Yeah.
Like the bigger the community going, like once we get some people, then that's when I think we're gonna actually start one.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be like a little while, but we're gonna do it.
I'm pretty sure we have a space right now. It's just we need the
following.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about your stress can help reduce its intensity, which is true because, like, if you talk about it, get it off your chest, it'll relieve you.
And you also get insight from whoever you're talking to about. And it may not be. Here's the other thing with that.
It's like this, man. Like most of the time I talk to somebody, I don't want their opinion, but it's okay.
Yeah,
because everybody gives their
you're
opinion.
Get it anyway.
Which is the hardest thing because, like, you know, like whenever you talk to me about something, like I so want to not give you advice
because you don't want to put yourself into my situation and be like, well, I would blah blah blah. And
yeah,
then,
but that's like I tell you all the time, I would do this.
Yeah, and that's what you say every time you start something. I don't know about you. I don't.
I would do this.
This is what I would do
because
if it was me.
I'm not trying to fix it.
I'm just telling you what I'd do if I was in your situation.
But I want to be here to listen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is the hardest thing to learn is just to sit and listen and not fix. In my opinion,
learning it now because I have to. I have to be better. And I think that's another thing. You have to be better every day. Like you have to be. You have to want to be better about things because if not, like, what's the point? You know?
Yeah. So hey, buddy.
Huh?
So I want you to tell us about this next thing because this next one is your most favorite thing. You were telling me the other day just how awesome it was.
Dude, I think this next one for me, this is stupid, okay? It's for me. Now, I'm not saying this ain't work for other people, but I couldn't figure it out. I sat here for an hour trying to figure out how to do progressive muscle relaxation, right?
Yeah, you called me about it.
I called him. I was so frustrated because all I did was get a damn leg cramp. I was so mad. So it involves systematically tensing and relaxing different muscle groups. Okay, I tried it.
I never heard of this.
Me neither. So find a quiet place, sit down comfortably, start with your feet, and gradually work your way up to your head. Okay, so I tried it. I got a cramp in my calf. That's how far I got. It says tense each muscle group up for 5 to 10 seconds, then release. Focus on the difference between tension and relaxation. This helps to release physical tension associated with stress. No, it didn't. It gave me a cramp in my leg, caused me more stress. So this one was not for me. It might be for somebody else. May love this.
I would say someone that's a little better fit than us. Would probably benefit
yeah,
from
like
it
if
a lot better.
you're a muscle guy or muscle girl, like you could probably do this no problem. But me, I had trouble. Like I just got a cramp in my leg and I'm out. Like I'm done. If I get a cramp, I'm done. I got one in my butt cheek last night and was like, I had to lay on the couch. It was awful.
Yeah. Now, see, a lot of times, like I do curl my feet.
No, I can't even feel my feet most of the time.
Yeah, like I'll curl my feet. So I like to do the tennis ball.
That's different though. That's not tensing and relaxing my muscles. I like the tennis ball too on my feet. It feels great.
Well, when I put my foot on the tennis ball,
you tense around.
I will tense around that.
Oh, I've never tried
I'll tense my foot up
and like just try to wrap it around it.
Yeah,
I might try that.
Like I like to tense my. And then I will also like it's funny, but that this was actually
you gonna walk on it.
Cause I'll tense up my calf muscles. Like I'll be sitting there and I'll just lift my leg.
I'm a foot tapper.
I'll lift my foot and just tense that muscle for a minute.
And you didn't even recognize you did it until you read this, did you?
No, I didn't. I would actually just I'd do it randomly.
Yeah.
And I said, you just sit there and I'll just sit there and start tensing my muscles up. But I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah. So now yours is my favorite thing. This is literally my biggest thing that I do for my, oh wow, the dogs. So one thing that is a big deal for me, something that's always helped me out is journaling, right?
Right.
So tell us a little bit about journaling.
So journaling, writing down your thoughts and feelings can help to process stress. So it just helps you mentally
get it out on paper.
Get it out.
Yeah.
And then you can think about it and then figure out what's wrong. And then this dog is about to jerk off my headset. Go on. And then so you don't want to worry about grammar, spelling, any of that.
Yeah.
You're just writing. Focus on expressing your emotions and identifying the stressors. Journaling can help to gain insight into your stress patterns.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was something that it
Yeah,
did.
so like you can go back through your journals and you can see what's stressing you, and hopefully you can fix it in your life. Like
Yeah.
if you got something that's constantly stressing you, get rid of it if you can.
absolutely.
If you can. You know what I'm saying? If you can.
Yeah, I mean,
Or maybe you need to have a conversation with somebody to, fix the stressful situation.
yeah, like fix what's going on, fix the stressful parts of stuff. Because every relationship has it.
I mean, it can be a friend even. Like your friend can
Absolutely.
be stressing you out on things, and you look back and you're like, oh, whoa, wow. Every time I didn't realize this was going on all the time.
Yeah.
Why I was stressed out about it? Like maybe I need to have a conversation with you. Like, hey,
Yeah.
this is this has been bothering me. We might need to chill out on some of this.
It's like where you said earlier about putting up setting
Setting the boundaries. Yeah.
That's something that I struggle with for a long time is setting boundaries.
You still do.
I know, but
Yeah.
I've gotten a hell of a lot
You're a
better
lot better.
about it. But now I know I see that because I recognize whenever something's going across.
Yeah, but because I set that boundary, and then that's it.
Yeah,
like
well-
once I set it, it's done.
I'm still learning, bro. I'm still learning. Okay, I'm trying to set boundaries, but it's a hard thing to do when you've been that person for so long. But
Yeah.
I write a lot. I write about everything. I would never want someone to read some of the stuff I've wrote because when I'm mad, I just put it away. It's in
Yeah, so like when you write, you want to write. I sometimes do it in the mornings, but mainly I do it like in the evening or like before I go to bed.
Yeah, I write in the morning and in the evening sometimes.
So normally
on the crapper, I write on the crapper a lot.
So normally I do like the evening. I'll write in the evening about any stresses or any bad things. But like I like to write at night when I go to bed. I like to write positive stuff.
Yeah.
So I kind of
or stuff you fix that day. It's something we talked about, like you say,
or goals or stuff
whenever
like that. Yeah,
if I met a goal, I write about it.
Because that was on one of the other things.
Yeah.
Other topics we were doing.
Yep.
So ultimately, the key lies in recognizing your power to disrupt these cycles. Take the knowledge we've shared and translate it into consistent, actionable steps. Build on a foundation of resilience, brick by brick.
And we've given you a map and a compass. Now it's time for you to start the journey. But remember, you're not in this alone. We all carry these same types of burdens and these pressures that are sometimes feel like they're, something we can't hold. But we get through this by sharing our experiences and supporting each other. We find strength to navigate through the challenges together. And eventually we're going to find a way to balance ourselves out and find our peace.
If you would, like, share, comment, let us know your fight. We're in this together. Till next time, thanks for tuning in.